you doing, YouTube? Matt with Master Beer Reviews back with yet another review. We have Chuck. What's up, Chuck? Is in the house. We're doing a couple reviews tonight. 3 actually, and this is our last one. It is a Firestone Walker PNC, which is an Imperial Buckwheat Stout. Buckwheat, look at Panub, baby. Look at Panub. So it's a tequila barrel aged Imperial Buckwheat Stout. You didn't expect that to come out of my mouth, did you?
Yeah, you got me.
Anyway,
you would.
Buckwheat has been shot. Anyway, Firestone Walker, they're barrel aged kings. You know what I mean? That's what they do. They barrel age stuff. I always go over label stuff, but they have a nice little box story going on here, so I'm going to read you a little bit what's going on here in the box. And try to make it quick so we can dive right into this sucker and do a little bit of drinking. So, this bold and delicious complex beer is an Imperial Buckwheat Stout aged in tequila barrels for 13 months. Not 12, not 14, 13 months.
Lucky 13.
Only a collection of pioneering, well-seasoned, extensively traveled, and passionate pub owners could come up with such a notion. A massive grain bill consisting of pale Munich and toasted Canadian buckwheat was blended with pearled drum-killed barley from Chile, a generous amount of Wisconsin roasted wheat, and a slug of British crystal malts. The couple lumps of Mexican Turbinado. That's a wrestler name or a horrible band name right there, Mexican Turbinado. Anyway, yeah. Mexican Turbinado sugar were added for good measure while we loaded the kettle with Citrian golden hops. Now I think they're just trying to trip me up verbally.
Yeah, they're making up words.
Yeah, it's like the upper dorsimus.
Bumblebee too.
Yeah, yes. This carefully calculated collision of flavors concocted over copious amounts of Orval well into the night was laid down in fresh tequila barrels wrangled over southern border by beautiful and gracious Meg Gill. I want to meet Meg. Anyway, we simply call this beer PNC in honor of its collaborative creators. This gothic symphony of flavors will speak for themselves. The week that the PNC rolled into peso was one to remember, but more importantly, the PNC's role in craft beer revolution should never be forgotten. Cheers to PNC, Matt and FW crew. Ideal aging temperature, 45 degrees. See, and the other one said ideal temperature, 45. Ideal aging temperature and ideal serving temperature are 2 different things. But then again, I don't care what temperature it's at. We're going to drink it.
What the fuck do they know?
Yeah, they just make awesome beer.
Beer and barrel-aged programs. They tell wonderful stories about
stuff and stuff.
Wrestling fans.
2013. It's not it's not crazy old, but it's not new. So age is always a good thing. That's always a bonus. As far as what it says on the bottle, Firestone Walker PNC, Proprietor's Reserve Series #1. Let's see what we got here. Important stuff. 80 SRM, 12 months in barrel. No IBU on this sucker. That's kind of weird. Anyway, tequila barrel, Imperial Stout, 13.7% alcohol. If you've watched any of our reviews before, you know we're a super big fan of Firestone Walker's labels. Something about them, they just work.
They're classy.
Yeah, they remind me actually of like Scotch labels for some reason. They're just really cool.
All right.
I dig it.
It feels like maybe the guy who designed that would have a license plate that said "Ass Man."
Yeah.
Like he's just that.
You're the ass man.
He's just that kind of guy.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see what we got going on here. That's dark.
Oh yeah. Ah yeah.
Oh yeah, Let's see what we got going on. That should be good. Yeah, let's settle with that for now. Okay. Nice, super creamy head, actually. It seems like it wants to stick around for a hot minute. It's not going to go anywhere.
I like them when they stick around.
Yeah.
Once in a while,
if they're cool.
Yeah.
If they're creamy, they're cool.
I like it. That means I'm
got to keep it G-rated. Come on.
All right.
Actually, it's almost gone, so I was lying. Nice, almost somewhere higher than beige, like almost between like coffee-colored head. Brown as brown could be, as typically goes with
darkness. darkness.
The darkness is. Anyway, legs for days, and it looks delicious. So let's see what she has on the nose. See, we did a review earlier. We did their Parabola. And it's a good thing to do these kind of on the same night to get an idea of the difference.
Yeah.
There's a lot of similarities.
A lot of similarities. Yeah. And I believe a lot of the blended barrels, things that go together.
But it is different. It is different. There's like a...
But there's definitely part of something that was in the other. It was in Parabola.
I'm trying to think. It's very similar. Maybe a little less oaky. Not as roasty, but a little bit more sweet. That's what I would say.
A little bit more sweet is what I smell.
Yeah, what I smell, but what's on the taste?
Yeah.
Who knows? Oh, wait.
We'll have to find out.
We're going to find out.
Cheers.
Now, a couple things. First off, like I said, we did a Parabola earlier. First thing that struck us off on that, I know it did for me and it did for Chucky, booziness.
Yeah.
Infinitely less on this. Now, it's also a year old, so that's, not fair to compare that, but way smoother.
Way smoother.
Way smoother.
Yeah. It's a caramel, coffee, sugary creamsicle in a glass. That's warm.
And that's a two big differences between this and the Parabola. What I would change is dial back the roastiness, dial up the sweetness. That seems like the change off between the two. And a little bit sweeter, but a little less roasty.
Other than that, those same exact characteristics are there. Yeah. Almost the same exact ones.
But they're all, it's a little bit more dialed back. It's not as in your face.
Yeah.
Again, that's an age thing probably. But it's still a fantastic beer.
Booziness is definitely not as overbearing as the Parabola was.
I'm not getting a ton of
roastiness is gone.
Tequila. Like they're like, this is a tequila barrel beer. The other Parabola was just a barrel aged beer.
Yeah, I don't get a lot of tequila either. To me, it is. I get a lot of the bourbon. Like I get a bourbon barrel. And this is one of those complex blends of 256 different barrels of things. So that's where I could be getting more of a bourbon barrel than a tequila barrel. Now, granted, I do get a little bit of it, but not. I would get more bourbon out of it than tequila.
Yeah. It's an infinitely nice beer. I mean, geez. Just equally as good. Like, I rated the Parabola 95. I'd probably still give us a 95. I'd give it just as good a score. Yeah. Just a different score. Just because, I don't know if it's the age or just the... It seems a little bit more delicate, a little bit more complex as opposed to be in your face.
I think it's kind of apples and oranges when you compare it to Parabola. Like, if you're going, Firestone Walker, I think this is much better than the Parabola is. It's much better for my taste. It's very smooth, very creamy.
Yeah. Not
super pungent. Complexity's awesome. Yeah. And, the rarity of it, PNC, from what I know of it, it's very difficult to get. Yeah. I've only seen it in one place on the East Coast, and supposedly it's the only place you can find it on the East Coast, so I picked up 2 bottles.
I only seen it one place too, and it's in my glass right now. So, like I said, I mean, it's a different beer. It's very similar, but it's different. I mean, if we had them side by side, I'm sure we could detect even more differences in them.
Doesn't matter.
It's very similar yet different. Like I said, less roast, more sweet, and just every other bit just dialed back a notch. Like if the other things were 11. A little bit Spinal Tappy. This one's like a 9.5 as far as all the flavors go. It could be an age thing, but overall, that doesn't diminish the quality or awesomeness of this beer. It's still a 95 in my book.
I agree. It's pretty... I mean, I like it better than the Parabola. Like I said, it's 2 different kinds of beer, different styles, but this is awesome. Yeah. This is one, if I could have an entire case of it, I would love to have it on hand.
Yeah, that wouldn't suck.
Yeah.
Have the sun draft at your house at all times? That'd be alright.
That would be the shit.
That'd be okay. And like Chuck pretty much touched on, it's the availability and value thing is like totally askew. I can't give it like availability. I'll give it like a 1 just because you have to give it something. You can't give it a 0 because you obviously can't get it because we're drinking it. And value wise, you probably don't remember how much you paid for it or you traded for it. So I'd give it like a big NA on that too, only because I
even I think it was somewhere around maybe like $30 in a bar. So they kind of overpriced it. It probably came to them at $18, but even for $30 paying for this, I would have no problem paying $30
in a bar.
again.
I wouldn't have any issue. I mean, on the street through people, I'd probably want to get it down around $20 range. But regardless, it's not something that would be like, oh, I'm gonna give it a great score if the value was 30. If I was gonna rate it on that, but if you're at a bar and you want to try it, it's worth every penny. That's
Absolutely.
the point.
Yeah, if you could find it, take it. I mean, I say take it if you can take it and afford it. That's all. If you're into really good beer like this,
my butthole puckers at 40.
Okay, well, yeah, absolutely. Well,
everybody's does.
Mine does too. But
especially, I mean,
what I'm
it's
saying
also,
is,
I mean, it's not a big difference, but it's a $6.50, not $7.50. That's the big difference. It's like
what I'm saying is, it's a pretty good fucking beer. So
it's a great beer. Like I said,
it's like holy shit, it's somewhere. This is the only opportunity I have. Chip in with a couple people around you. It doesn't matter if you only get a little bit. It's pretty good. It's a story to tell.
So yeah, 95 and any as any other ones, and that's pretty much it. Mountain Massive Beer Reviews with another review. Chuck.
That's me.
Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. If you did or you didn't or somewhere in between, suck it because we don't care. No, seriously. Leave comments in the comment section below. If you like, check us out or me out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can at Massive Beers. We're way more active on Instagram, so if you can check us out anywhere, check us out there. And yeah, well, hopefully you enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a beer just as dank as this one. And hopefully you see you next time. Cheers.
Cheers.